Welcome back to One Grumpy Old Man and his classics.
All my friends know the low rider. The low rider is a little higher.
I'm not sure if the camera is going to pick this up, but there's lots of, it looks like, scratches in the clear coat. I think it's just age and deterioration. It just literally looks like scratches, and I'm hoping the camera's going to pick this up. But it's on various parts of the car. Anyway, I've done a little test spot. I think you might just see it a little bit better from this angle. So where that rear door meets the rear wing, can you see how it's all like scratched, crazed, if you want to call it that? It's in the clear coat. And I've done a bit on the front wing test area that I wet flatted down and polished back, and seems to have got rid of them. How long it'll last, I don't know. The bottom of this front wing was exactly the same, and I flattened it and polished it back, and it's come up really well. So I think, not today, I'll need to get the car cleaned and photographed for my agreed value purposes. But the bits where it's got those issues, it's not all over the car, it's just in various different parts. I'm going to wet flat it, polish it back to improve the appearance of the car close up, and that will save me, I don't know whether to paint it or clear coat it again, not sure, but I'm gonna wet flat it and polish it up, and see how long it lasts before it comes back, if it does. Try to get a real close up to see if you can actually see this or not. I don't know whether you can see in the sun here. There is a slight colour mismatch, but it's not going to show up too much. So I did go back and I sanded down, and I done the base coat and then done clear coat because I wasn't happy with the first attempt, so I've done it again. So now it's time to put this all back together, put the trims back on, door panels. So I'm hoping you can see this, but it's time to reinstall the delicate clips. Just drop that one. So yeah, reinstall these. They're just a simple push fit into the hole. Let me just push it in. So you've got like this. Once you've inserted it, can you see it? I don't know. So the centre bit, once you've pushed the clip in, then you just push the centre bit in that holds it in. Simple as that. So let's just put the others on. There we go. There we go. That one's tighter. This one's obviously different. So one's been broken in the past. I fitted a new one. So I don't know whether you can see, but oops, not very good with the tripod at the moment. Whether you can see that last hole doesn't have a clip because there's a stud on the end of the trim. There's like a little plastic nut goes on the end to secure it. So get the trim out, which is at the back. So it's just a case of putting the trim back on, and like I said, the last hole has a stud on it. It's always a bit of a delicate time because these clips can be very fragile, so I'm just going to make sure I get it. Yeah, easier said than done. I don't want to. I never feel very secure on these things, but they're definitely on. And then that's it. Simple as that. Right, I'll put the nut on, and I'll do the back one, and then we'll have a look. See what it looks like. Trim's replaced. I think it looks pretty good this time. Made a far better job of it, I think. Yeah, so let's get on to the inside and put the door panels back on, and then that's job done. See what, it's stinking hot today. Not that I'm complaining, because I actually don't mind the heat. So, don't want to be sat in the car for too long. So, I'm going to quickly put these two door trim panels back on. Now my paintwork repair's done. Get this all lined up. Get the clips in the right place. It's just simple, just get. He says. There we go. Just line the clips up, because they do float a little bit in their housing. There we go, on the bottom there. Simple as that. Then, let me just clean over and get that. So that's just a little door handle surround. It just slides in place. Nice and simple. Rotate that back on there. I've got it round the wrong way. Hang on a minute. Right. Oh, I did have it round the right way to start with. Not locating it properly. Let me just get a bit of pressure on there. There we go. If you can see that or not, probably not. Might have to move you in a better position. I must admit my camera techniques are not that brilliant, but there we go. And then it's a case of, make sure my screws are there. Got a screw missing, just get that. Locate that in its correct place. I've left me Phillips screwdriver in the back. Just grab that. There we go. Oh no. There it is. Got it. So then it's a case of just winding that in the top there, like that. Get the screws lined up. In the plastic, so plastic actually in the door panel. We have these location points for the screws to go in. Just make sure you get them lined up properly, because it is easy to miss the hole and go to one side of it. these are so deep in here, these screws, it's always difficult to find the head. There we go. We're on. So just wind them in. That's all nice and tight in there. Let's do this one at the back. There we go. Door handle all back on there. So, great thing about old cars, isn't it? Just a few clips around the outside edge. Slide the trim cover around the interior door pull. Locate that at the top there, and then 2 screws at the bottom. Perfect. Alright, I'll get on and do the rear one. Don't know if you want to see that, but let's film it anyway. I'll let the editor decide what he wants to do. A little bit different on the back. Keep fit windows. Nice and easy. No electrics to worry about. So just locate the door panel up under this top trim. Just find and locate the clips in the right place. There we go. 1, 2, 3. And then same down the other side. They're located in. 1, 2, 3. Not quite. Another one there. Don't know what that is. Let's take that out of the way. There we go. That's it. Simple as. And then just slide the trim panel around the handle, and then get this in the right place so it matches the other side. I know it doesn't have to, but I like them to look equal, and it's just like a screw in the middle. Nice and tight. There we go. And then that's it. Job's a good one. You've got that bit there that just locates into the hole, and then there should be 2 screws at the back, but when I took this off there was only 1 screw in there, so I'll have to try and find another long screw to match it. And then just that's it, I think. That's it, the screws falling out. Wonderful. There we go, located. The bloody bit came from the front of the. Oh, that's it, dropped it again. Now I can't see it. Wonderful. It's typical, isn't it? You drop a screw, and where's that bounce to? I think while I'm at it looking for it, I'm going to go and find one for the missing location. There we go, I'm back. I found another screw. You know, I've scrapped a few cars in the past, you know. Whenever I've stripped them down, I've always kept screws, nuts, bolts, clips, all that type of stuff. And, you know, got all these little come in handy boxes of used fittings, so I knew I'd have a screw of the correct size in there. So even though it wasn't really needed, second one, because it's missing, I like things to be correct, do you know what I mean? There we go. Handle's all done. That's it. Next, it's the return of the not so superb SKODA. Today we've got some potential, not, I wouldn't say clutch issues, but the pedal stuck down on a journey the other week, and we're going to replace the clutch slave cylinder.
Master cylinder, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah,
Master?
it's the master slave.
Master. Okay, so that's we're going to change the
Yeah.
master cylinder.
Yeah.
But it means getting right down in the footwell. We won't see it from there because it's inside the car. And we've got to remove the clutch pedal and then work our way from there.
What fun.
No. Have you got that front around the other side, Pete?
Yeah. Who, me?
No, not you. No, my Pete.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, just like if he wants to stick his camera around there. It's a battery operated one.
Yeah.
So
It's only to, at the back we've got one of those trees out the back.
yeah.
Basically it's dead.
Okay.
The Kev was saying, oh, he said, we could chop that down. He said, have I got a chainsaw? I said, no. He said, what about Gaz? I said, well, no, sorry. I said, oh, Gaz might have one. I said, because he did the cherry tree
Yeah.
at the front, so I wasn't sure if you had or not. Okay.
I don't even know how much of this I've got to take apart.
Okay.
Right, I suspect. It said you've got to take the pedal off, haven't you?
Yeah, well, that's what I watched.
I see, there's like a plastic clip there that pushes out. So I need a thin screwdriver. I suppose we should have watched the video really, shouldn't we?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, around there. Over there. Right, so I think I might have to take the seat out, Pete.
Okay. Keep the washer in the bag here.
Yeah. Right, so that's.
Gasket.
Oh, yeah, it looks the same.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
So what exactly are you looking for?
Right, so this part here is what we've got to change.
Yeah.
And this is like the. I thought this was a slave cylinder. Master. So the master. This is a master cylinder. There you go, Pete. That's the bit we've got to change. So I'm just trying to work out how much of this we've got to take apart.
Yeah.
And I think. Oh, God. Right, so let's have a look in the engine bay a minute, because I don't know if there's a little. What are these? Are these rubber plugs? Oh, there.
So what tends to happen, Pete, then with the clutch, with the
Sorry?
brakes and that, when you press down on it, what happens?
So, I was coming back from London.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Wembley. How was it?
Yeah, went to see My Chemical Romance. Yeah, it was good. Yeah,
Good.
really good. And we got out really well, like from the venue. I thought it was going to be murder getting out, but it was fine. And then a couple of gear changes, sort of like didn't feel quite right. The pedal felt, I wouldn't say spongy, but it just didn't feel right. Anyway, then when I was coming up to a junction, 11 o'clock at night, middle of London, put foot down on the clutch, and that's where it stayed. Didn't come back up. So it was stuck in gear, which is odd because the clutch was engaged, but it was stuck in gear. The gearbox wouldn't, the gear stick wouldn't. Anyway,
I need to just get round a minute. Terry's coming if you want to stop for a minute.
Alright.
See,
where's that?
behind the heat shield. Yeah, so currently I'm trying to look for a video on YouTube to
see who else has done it before I go in and start dismantling and unnecessarily taking things apart. I'd rather see if anybody else has done it.
How are you getting on?
Not very good at the moment because I need to find ones.
In the million views.
What is yours? 2019?
2018.
Oh, 2018.
Yeah.
I can't even see. This is cooled down enough now. Yeah, it's top of the ball. Because the pipe
Yeah.
must go through the bulkhead to it. And I'm trying to have a look to see where.
Right, where it comes out.
Yeah, so where's the pipe? If they share the same reservoir, there must be a pipe that comes out somewhere. See, all I can see is just the brake pipes. I can't see where.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, so I was going to try and find the pipe for the clutch.
For the clutch, yeah.
And then follow it down and find out where it is. But
Oh, I see, yeah.
I can't imagine it have a hard line on it because it said. Well, I don't know.
Right. Similar to what we got, isn't it? Similar.
I suppose, yeah. I can see that bit. that
Right,
needs to
okay.
pull out.
I know what you're saying. You need the other end, but
Yes.
where all the pipes and everything
I
go.
can see that bit where it pulls out, but I can't see how to get the actual pedal out.
Yeah.
So they said you've got to take the whole pedal out to do it. Is that right? Or do you just take... So I sort of discovered how it goes in, and through here, where this like dust cover is at the moment, there's a clip there. You have to release the clip, and there's a hard pipe that goes from there down to the actual gearbox, and then this top one where this other dust cover on is where the pipe from the reservoir goes. So, but I've just got to try and work out how we get this bit undone and get that onto the bulkhead. So sort of discovered a little bit about it. I'll give that back to Pete. I need to stick it under there again and have a look at it.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
cylinder it all together, and then swap it all over, and then put it back.
There's like seems to be like a plastic or like a rubber bung covering it.
I pulled
Did you see
that out.
Oh,
I
you
pulled it out, but I was expecting to see like
Yeah.
a fixing
Oh,
behind
it's
it.
nothing behind.
No. Right, I'm just going to loosen a nut off, which I think's holding the pedal to the bulkhead. And see if it makes it move, come loose. What?
No, it's all right.
Oh.
I think you might have.
Oh.
No, it's all right.
What is that?
It's the heater's come on.
Where's that come on?
I don't know.
You've got the keys in. Oh.
No. I think the ignition's come on. I'll turn it off.
Does it say how you bleed this? There's no bleed nipple on it, is there?
I don't know.
Or have you got to bleed it down by the clutch?
I don't know.
Bit of a mixed bag this week again on Grumpy Old Man His Classics. So, conclusion of me doing the paint repairs on the BMW E28 5 Series. I've tried to, it's very difficult. I mean, ideally the car needs a respray. I don't really want to respray it because then it loses its story of where it's been the last, where it was before I got it, the 19 years running up to when I acquired it. It sort of got a bit of a story, you know. It was locked in the garage for 19 years. It was covered in all sorts of stuff. Things had fallen over and hitting it and scratched it, and it's got some rust scabs and stuff on it. And the paint has deteriorated in places. It's like the clear coat has got like micro sort of scratches on it, but they're not. It's in the clear coat. And I was trying to show where, with a bit of paint correction, if you want to call it that. So I wet flatted it down with 1200 wet and dry and polished it back up with the machine polisher, and it actually made a vast improvement. So I'd done the whole roof panel. Even though it's not 100%, it's dramatically improved its appearance. And I tried to show it on the rear wing. It needs a bit more work, but I think got to be careful because you don't want to go through the clear coat, but I think there's enough on there to be able to just cut it back enough and then mop it back up to a nice shine and get rid of most of the whatever's going on with the clear coat. And there's lots of little scabs on the car. I've just ground them away with my little Dremel tool, rust treated and primered, and then put some colour coat on, which I've done with a brush. Okay, you know, to the eye, yeah, it's not, I won't say not brilliant, but it's, without spraying the whole car, that's the only way of doing it really, just touch them in, you know, little rust spots and stuff. So that's what I've done, because I want to try and preserve a little bit of the history of the car. If I paint it, make it really nice, then I'm not gonna want to use it. It sits outside all year, so I'm just going to put up with it as it is and try and improve its appearance, which I've done. And it's, you know, it's the paintwork's started to come up really nice. But anyway, enough about that. Of course, you'll see the not so superb SKODA arrived again, and we had a bit of a clutch issue. So the brake pedal went to the floor, wouldn't come back up unless you pulled it up manually, and then it worked okay again. So we didn't know whether it was slave cylinder or master cylinder. So you've got a little cylinder on the clutch pedal, and then you've got one on the gearbox. Which one of the two it is, we didn't really know. We tried to do the one on the brake pedal, but there was just too much disassembly that needed doing in the time we had. So, you know, you've got to strip down the lower part of the dashboard. You know, it's quite a bit of work. So my friend Pete said, look, can you just bleed it for us, you know, see what that does. So anyway, so I bled the clutch, and when I went to bleed it, the actual bleed nipple didn't feel as though it was tight enough. Whether it was or not, I don't know. It's only a plastic bleed nipple, something I've never seen before. So we bled the clutch. Anyway, the feedback I've had is he said it's totally different. It has made a difference. So whether that was the problem, because the fluid that I took out of it was pretty nasty, and that it's well overdue a fluid change. So he's going to come back after his holiday, and we're going to completely bleed the brakes, put all fresh fluid in it, and bleed the clutch, because they share the same reservoir to fill it up. So we're going to bleed the whole system. So at the moment, it seems to have made an improvement. He's had no more problems with the clutch pedal staying down. So let's see. But if need be, we'll change both cylinders. That's the only way to do it, really. But he's reported back that he said he can tell the difference already, and it's vastly improved. So that's another good win. So, you know, if you've got this far into the video, fantastic. If you haven't, well, you won't be seeing this, will you? So it don't really matter. But I appreciate it, and you know, I'm just making content on what I do on a day-to-day basis. Never thought I'd see a SKODA on my drive, but there you go. Sorry, Pete. Anyway, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.